You're listening to Sip and Grow the podcast, the show where we taste awesome, delicious wines while having unfiltered conversations about our passions, experiences, struggles, entrepreneurship, and life. My name is Nicole Di Pasquale, and I'm a wine enthusiast just trying to pursue her passions and dreams while taking you on the journey with me, one episode at a time. My ultimate goal is to not only bring you wine knowledge and value, but also inspire you to enjoy your process and journey in pursuing your passions and dreams. Because guess what? The person you become while enduring the process is more important. So sit back, grab a glass, and let's sip and grow together. Hello, Sip and Grow fam, and welcome back to another episode of Sip and Grow the podcast with me, your host, Nicole Di Pasquale. So today I am accompanied by Sir Titus. He is on the left over here. You can see him in his little nook area. So if you hear a snore, it ain't me. It's it. It's it. He is falling asleep like a little baby right now. And it's funny, he was like in and out of it, and I'm like, sir, how can you go from intensely snoring to fully awake again? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Anyways, today I have a very special Italian wine. So, in a previous episode, I've already covered what a ripasso is. So, today I'm just gonna brush over it. And just it'll be a very straightforward educational video or episode about what ripasso is. But I really wanted to bring on this wine so that we can get to know this producer a little bit better, and it's one of the wines I sell. So this week I actually happen to have to present certain wines with my clients, and this was one of them. Which, to be fair, I haven't really been able to appreciate and taste this like calmly. So I kind of saved that for this episode so that we can taste it together. But I do know this producer and have tried other grape varietals from them, and they have some really phenomenal things. So I'm excited for this one. Um, so this producer's name is Bertani. Bertani is a very well-known producer in Italy. They're from this winery is located in Veneto, and this specifically is from the Valpolicella production zone in Veneto, which is where the famous Amarone comes from. Which, like I like Bertani, their Amarone for me is like one of the top Amarones. I remember the first Amarone I've ever tried was from a producer called Cesari. So that one I will always have near and dear to my heart because Cesari, that was the first Amarone I ever tried, and I was like, whoa, what is this wine? Give me more. But Bertani has been around since the 1800s. So this winery has a lot of history to it, and what I like, not with this specific label but with other labels and other varietals, they actually incorporate some history into the story behind the wine or the packaging. So I thought that's pretty cool as well. This one does have the DOC certification. And so Ripasso, just to kind of refresh your memory, if you don't know, we're gonna get into it now. But Ripasso is basically like known as the baby Amarone. Um, they get the pumice, which is like the leftover skins from when they make Amarone, which Amarone is made in a process of like drying the grapes and then fermenting the dried grapes, quote unquote. And this is like a very spark notes version of it. So I'm just trying to simplify it because that's a whole nother story to get into how we make Amarone. But just think they ferment the grapes and make amarone, and then the leftover pumice or the leftover skins from Amarone is used to create ripasso. Ripasso is basically a combination of that pumice along with uh, young Valpolicella wine. What is young Valpolicella wine? It's just a blend of the grapes in Valpolicella that they fermented. And then once they ferment and make a wine out of those grapes, they get that wine. They put the pumice with it together and they do a second fermentation. And that's how you get a ripasso. So, the three grape varietals that they use is the Corvina grape, Rondinella, and no, Ron, let me read this. Yeah, Corvinone, and Rondinella. I can never say that one right. One day we're gonna get it. But it's basically 70% Corvina, 20% Corvinone, and 10% Rondinella. Um, it's aged 9 months in French oak and then aged for 3 months in the bottle before releasing it to the public. So this vintage is a 2022 vintage, and we're gonna go ahead and try it today together. Um, I'm excited. The price point for this one is 20, I believe, yeah, $27 retail. It's around like 27 to $30, depending where you go. But overall, a ripasso is usually gonna cost you that because an amarone nowadays is gonna cost you like a cheap one was gonna cost you like $50, but usually it'll cost you like 60 and up for an amarone. So a baby amarone is gonna be half that price. So that's why we kind of love ripasso. And anytime I'm out eating dinner, whenever I want to have something similar to an amarone, but don't want to spend the price of that, I tend to go for a ripasso. So let's go ahead and try this wine. It's funny, today I was talking with my friend Frank. Shout out to Frank. He inspired I was like, you know what, I should bring this up in my next episode just because I think it's important for all of us to kind of take a step back and like look at everything we've done. But basically, my friend Frank is a doctor. He just became chief resident, so like congratulations on that, Frank. But he passed. Don't kill me. I don't know the name of the test, but he had a very important test that he had to like that he was really worried about like the grade he got on it or the score that he got on it to pass or whatever. And um he passed and his score apparently was in the 85th percentile of the nation. So like he scored 85% higher than everybody in the nation, which is like really, really good. And he was telling me like when he got that score, he was telling me like he didn't expect to do that good. He was like, I wasn't expecting this. Like how like I don't even know how this happened and whatever. So we were like cracking up about it. Um but I told him, I was like, hey, don't forget, like you put in the work to get there. Like at the end of the day, um no matter what happens, like sometimes we need to remind ourselves of like the amount of things that we've done to get to where we are, and like that didn't happen overnight. Like he didn't get that score just out of his ass. Like he worked for that score and like he studied and did what he had to do and like got to where he got to because he put in the work for it. Because there's nothing is ever going to be given to you, and if it is, it's probably not a good thing, or it's probably not something that will last. But we have to remind ourselves, especially like if you're hard on yourself, because I know I tend to be hard on myself because of like my perfectionism ways, which that's another thing that I've been correcting and trying to like re like habit like redo my habits a little bit, just because nothing is perfect, and like it doesn't mean that you failed if you didn't do X, Y, and Z a certain way. But sometimes we have to remind ourselves in the hard moments that, like, what we've accomplished so far, because 2 or 3 years ago, that version of us would have been like, how the fuck did you get there? Like, what did you do? And it's everything that you've done that led up to the moment of you accomplishing what you accomplished, or doing the thing that you thought you never would do, um to get to that point, right? And like, it's not only just wishing and hoping that you're gonna get there. Like, you did actionable steps to get there. And it's like I said, like, if it's something that you truly put in the time and the effort to accomplish, you did that. No one else did. Like, yes, you can get help. Yes, you can get support. But ultimately, you took the steps that you needed to get to that point. And I feel like a lot of times when we get somewhere and we're not like we're either shocked with the results because imposter syndrome, or we are like, how the fuck did I get here? Or, start questioning how you got there. You have to remember that nothing is going to happen for you until you're ready for it to happen for you. So if you get a promotion, if you get a position or an opportunity, or something happens to you that you can't wrap your mind around, you have to just remind yourself in that moment that you were meant to get that opportunity, or to be in that moment, because you're ready. Even if you feel like you're not ready, because of everything that you've done that has led up to that point. And it's really easy to go back to old versions of yourself that didn't believe you can get there, because those are familiar to you, versus getting, being in a new version of yourself and being like, no, like, this is what we've worked for, and now this is a new version, and like, I'm getting comfortable with this new version of myself, because it's kind of like an adjustment when you grow and become another version of yourself, that is someone that 2 years ago you would have been like, who is this bitch, um so this is your reminder to continue to do the things that you're doing to accomplish your goals and your dreams, because everything and anything is possible, but it's also a combination of what you put into it. And once you get there, don't uh downsize or downplay your accomplishment. Celebrate it, enjoy it, breathe, live, and be in that moment, because that moment will be gone and you're going to move on to the next thing. But never doubt that you didn't deserve to get there, because if you got there, it's because you deserved it, not because it was handed to you or given to you. Because if something's handed to you or given to you when you're not ready, it will crumble in 2.2 seconds. I promise that. So that's my little nugget of the episode. And now we're gonna get to the important part, the wine. My bad. I got sidetracked. Um, so the color is like a nice garnety red color, which I feel like a lot of Italian wines tend to go towards like that garnety red color in the visual aspect of it. On the nose, it's very like red berry forward on the nose actually. And it almost like it's giving cherries, plums, um, and it has like a spiciness to it. Um, which I don't know. I always, to me, most Italian reds have a spiciness to it on the nose, and I mean on the taste it just depends which one you're having, but on the nose, like they all have this like spiciness to it that I'm like, oh yeah, this is Italy. Like in a blind tasting, I feel like that would be the characteristic that I would be like, yeah, this is an Italian red for sure. Let's go ahead and try it. Tannins are present. They're not aggressive, but it's very red fruit forward. So like I had said earlier, like a lot of cherries and plums coming through. Um, but then the tannins like sit on your palate, and then it's a little bit harsh, so like it's almost like velvety on the tongue. And you definitely get some like chocolate notes coming through as well. But it has a nice acidity to it as well. But it is more on the tannic side than the acidic side. But it's well balanced and goes good together. It kind of harmonizes nicely. So it's not as intense or aggressive as an Amarone would be. Um, so yeah, I like this is a solid ripasso for me. Um, I like this baby Amarone. I'm not mad. Uh, the rating I would give this this baby Amarone, which is the ripasso. Let's see. She's also giving me like a lot of goji berries coming through as well. I don't know why, but um, I'm gonna give this a 7.8 out of 10. It's a solid ripasso. Is it the best ripasso I've had in my entire life? No. But is it a very good go-to ripasso to know that every time you open it, it's gonna be solid? Yes. So my rating for this is a 7.8 out of 10. Let me know if you guys try it. Let me know if you like it. Again, it's a 2022 vintage Bertani Ripasso. And the price point, the retail price point on this one is $27. Anywhere between 27 to 30, but 27 should be the price point that you find. And yeah, I'm not mad at it. Let me know if you guys try it. Let me know if you like it. And I will see you all on the next one. Cheers.